Hello, friends. Today we will see different technology flavors in the software world. So, information technology is like an ocean, as you already know. There isn't any end to it. The more you try to dig deep into these technologies, the vaster you will find them or broader you will find them. So, periodically, there are something new that is being rolled out or developed within these technologies or programming languages. So every month, quarter, you will find something new feature, add-on, functions, frameworks, libraries in these technologies or languages, which are nothing but the enhanced technologies updates or technological updates. There are so many technologies and programming languages that are being developed or exist in the market today. However, we will discuss some of them. So this is for the benefit of all the enthusiasts who are in the IT industry or who wants to come into this IT industry or are pursuing it, or all for those college graduates who are, in irrespective of any field or technology, or who is doing MBAs or BCAs, BBAs. So for them, it's pretty helpful to know like what all different technologies are there in this IT world, and based on their interests and the salary ranges and the number of job openings, it's helpful for them to choose the right one or to switch one after the other. So do subscribe my channel if you haven't done so far. Let's start with the programming languages section. So like you might have heard or read or know about various programming languages like C++, C, C Sharp, .NET, Java, JavaScript, AngularJS, PHP, Python, SQL. There are many. Ruby, Perl, Swift, Go, which are pretty new, and R. These are some of the prominent ones that are there in the market these days. So until 2015, C Sharp, Java, they used to rule this programming world. Post that, AngularJS, Python, Go, Swift, they are the most money-making languages if you see the recent stats, like from 2019 onwards till this current year, and so on at least till 2025. This is being predicted by various reports, like from Gartner, McKinsey, Moody's, etc. So as of now, in for 2021, you can say Python rules the world. Although the framework, syntax, memory utilization for each of these programming languages differ, however, the thumb rule is same, which is like the logic that you're applying within your code remains the same. I mean, syntax varies. Like for example, variable initialization or memory allocation is different in Python compared to C, C++, or Java, but the underlying logic remains the same. If you want to figure out whether a number is even or odd, the logic remains the same, irrespective of the syntax of the language that you are using. So in some languages, you might use 4 to 5 lines of code to perform this task, whereas like in few, you can use like a single line or 2 lines to complete it. There are many online platforms readily available to learn and practice or hands-on for these languages, such as Tutorials Point, Java Point, W3 Schools, Jupyter Lab. You can just go onto Google, type all these things, Java Point, Tutorials Point, W3 Schools, and you can get list of numerous programming languages, and you can learn it. They do have hands-on practice exercises, plus online workspace is also available, wherein which you can write the code and the compiler or debugger will compile it or debug it. Or like for Python, it's interpreter. For Java, it's both compiler and interpreter, and so on. So you just need to Google it. Everything is at your doorstep within fraction of seconds, and you are good to go. You can learn any programming languages in not more than 3 years. The only thing required is determination and practice. Google says that there are currently 2.7 million coders in the world, which which is like in itself a huge number. Around, if you say, it's like 3 crores. So it's a pretty big number, and then you can look at the other angle, the number of jobs. Since we have n number of jobs in this IT world, or in MNCs and organizations, and so do the numbers of coders also we have. However, the yearly or the quarterly studies that usually comes, it again says that there is a crunch of good developers or good coders. So nothing to worry if you start planning to, learn or prepare any of good languages, which based on the current year or past year or upcoming years, then I think it would be good for you, in from monetary side and from job prospect side as well. So these were some of the programming languages. Now let's talk about some of the mind-boggling technologies. Let's start with the current hot trending technologies that are there in demand and can fetch you big bucks as your take home salary. So, I mean, this is again for those guys who are already in the IT industry, who are working as a developer, implementation engineer, or network engineer, or like product manager, or it could be anything. But I mean, there isn't any background required to learn these programming languages or technologies. The only thing is motivation and the logic, which anyhow each one of us can learn going down the line. So it again is beneficial for those guys who are pursuing engineering or other technical subjects and who wants to be, in the MNCs or who wants to work in software industry. The very first one is data science. As you already know, you have read, you have listened everywhere. I mean, data science is like booming everywhere in the market. So most of the organizations are now trying to implement data science related technologies within their teams, within the organizations, trying to upskill their workforce. Next is data analytics, which includes Tableau, Alteryx, SAS, etc. So not in this session, but in the upcoming videos, we will be seeing in detail around each of these technologies. However, just to give you some glimpse of the number of technologies that are currently there in the market and are like booming. So it's data science, then data analytics, and then it's machine learning and AI, basically using with Python. So it's kind of a subset of data science only. Then it's IoT, which is Internet of Things. It's again a very good technology. Then you have digital transformation, which again organizations are heavily using within their teams. So there are a couple of openings, not couple, but I would say there are n number of openings in and around digital transformation as well, wherein which they need guys who understand what exactly is digital transformation and how they can bring the legacy businesses um, out of that and apply digital skills or digital technologies or disruptive technologies to get more dollars, savings, and profit for the organizations. Then we have this robotic process automation, which is again booming from past couple of years, um, which you call as RPA. And some of the prominent tools are UiPath, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere. Then we have another technology called cloud. So with the recent COVID scenario, so everyone is doing work from home or work from anywhere, and hence this cloud concept has been more prominent or has been widely adopted, I would say, everywhere. So companies are investing heavily towards this cloud side, cloud infrastructure and architecture. AWS, which is Amazon Web Services, is the biggest player in this cloud world, followed by Azure, which is of Microsoft, and then GCP, which is Google, Google Cloud. So basically, AWS solution architect is the most prominent one, um, like for which demand is there in the market. Coming from these digital technologies and clouds towards DevOps side. So DevOps, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes have also gained a good traction these days. This is also a good career option. And with the coming of new technologies, every time there has to be a risk of data security, data privacy, and all of these things. Your data should be protected, and so for that, cybersecurity is the epicenter, I would say. So most of the organizations are again investing heavily towards cybersecurity side. The good part is, if you will see the reports, there is 0% layoffs or firing for cybersecurity guys. So this I am not saying this. The reports are saying from McKinsey, Gartner's, etc. And there is a huge shortage of cybersecurity experts. If I talk about India, it's around like 1 million cybersecurity specialists are in demand. However, organizations are not getting it. And honestly, it's not a very tough um, technology. It's easy to understand. The main problem is you need to have experience within cybersecurity side to get yourself certified or to get handsome amount of salary. Then we have this blockchain, although it was not very successful in India, but again, it's getting more traction. It's increasing the number of jobs and the pay scales. However, outside of India, it's again, I can say at second or third position in the market. But in coming years, so especially in India, so prospects are there that blockchain will be a good one again. Then we have product management, which again includes your PMP certification, Prince2 certifications. So irrespective of any technology, you need project managers, product owners who can drive your entire business, your team, big ticket items, projects, etc. So for that also, organizations need those managers who know and understand about these technologies, who are well versed with them, for example RPA or machine learning. So it's not like that you just put some manager and ask him or her to just lead a team of machine learning developers or RPA developers or cloud architects. So that manager should also understand the in and out of these technologies. And so for that, all the existing managers, either they are upskilling themselves on various platforms, or as you might have heard very recently, like there are many um, colleges or institutes or third-party institutes who are providing certifications for project managers or for normal IT employees to get themselves upskilled. Like one is Great Lakes. They provide n number of certifications in various technologies and programming languages, especially for product managers as well. Then it's Udacity, Udemy, Coursera is another big one. There are many IITs, triple IITs who have also started many courses on cloud or data science or courses for product managers, etc. And then, of course, outside of India, um, like the Harvard or the Ivy League colleges, they have also started on similar lines. Then comes data architect and network architect. So these are pretty old and are already existing in the market. However, with the coming of cloud, so many network architects are going towards this cloud architect side as well, be it GCP, AWS, or Azure. Data architect is also there. I mean, it was already there since very long. However, with the coming of data science and cloud into picture and IoT, so data architect has again come at the center of these technologies. So these roles are pretty good. However, they demand more experience, like 10 plus experience. So these were some of the prominent courses that we discussed. You will find endless job openings on each of these technologies. You just need to choose the right one based on your interest and start coding or learning these technologies. Just check the trends on LinkedIn, Naukri.com, download some of the reports from Gartner, McKinsey's, Moody's, etc., or HFS also around these technologies, and you will be surprised to see their adoption in this IT world. If you will go around these websites, you will see within India, outside India, like Europe, US, Australia, Canada, Britain, there are good or ample amount of opportunities around all these technologies and so on. Um, Organizations are again heavily investing in these technologies and are trying to upskill their workforce. In many, they have made it a mandate for their existing workforce to get themselves upskilled, and for which organizations are again helping their employees in terms of um, getting the monetary benefit side. Or I would say, if someone has done some certification, then organizations are ready to pay the cost of those certifications. Along with that, there are many spot or rewards for their employees who are now certified in these disruptive or new age skills. There's a new term coined these days, digital transformation, that we discussed just now. So it's kind of a mix of multiple technologies, like data science, machine learning, RPA, cognitive, etc. Even IoT also. So in my coming videos, we will learn more about these technologies. So stay tuned and do subscribe my channel if you haven't done so far. Thank you.